9 coolest and most powerful guns used in sci-fi and fantasy movies. Hi, I'm Christian Harris. Thank you for watching Marvelous Videos. Sometimes while exploring strange realms and other planets, movie characters might discover that their best friend and companion that keeps them warm is a killer weapon. This weapon, usually a gun, proves useful in several scenarios, sometimes more than their fists and wits, which aren't always enough. Therefore, a pistol is the best weapon to defend them with. This video will bring to you a handful of such exotic guns used in various sci-fi and fantasy movies that will blow your mind.
Before we go into our explanation, we have a very small request. If you like our content, please support us by subscribing to our channel. This is a small click for you, but for us, it means a lot. Thank you. Let's begin.
Right, boys. Ready? Throw it!
Proton packs. Ghostbusters. Ghostbusters will forever remain an iconic 80s movie series in the hearts and minds of children and adults from that era. It contains a ton of humor and revolves around catching scary ghosts amidst the world's possible end. The movie reached a plethora of people, so much so that after 2 sequels, it's still getting a reboot in 2021. Of course, everyone knows that one of the coolest parts of Ghostbusters is the weapons used in it. The Proton pack is the main device used in the movie to capture and trap the ghosts. It works by countering the negative energy that ghosts comprise of with a proton stream. A proton stream is a stream of ions that are charged positively that can harness a ghost. It's also very dangerous. The proton stream is so lethal that it's capable of total protonic reversal that will cause all life as we know it to stop existing instantly. Every molecule in the human body would explode at the speed of light. The guns are powered by nuclear energy, and their power cell's half-life is approximately 5,000 years. Proton packs are unique because they're the only weapons in the world that can strip electrons off protons. They contain wands, known as neutrino wands, that are handheld and connected to particle accelerators the size of a backpack. The way the gun works is that it fires an energy stream, allowing a wielder to snare a ghost. The stream reacts to the ghost's energy and uses it to trap it.
2 in the box!
Ready to go.
We be fast and they be slow.
Even if the ghost is invisible or intangible, their energy can still be detected by this device. The positive stream neutralizes the ghost's ability to become invisible and phase through solid objects. This makes them as real as creatures in our reality and suspends their movement so they can be captured. Morita Assault Rifle. Starship Troopers. 2 decades ago, Paul Verhoeven created a satirical sci-fi action classic that was misunderstood by a significant number of people. When Starship Troopers was first released in the theater, it faced considerable criticism from viewers. However, over the last few years, it has begun gaining the recognition it deserves as people begin to identify its shiny action and parody attributes. Besides all this, the film's most intriguing aspect is the collection of alien creatures and extremely powerful weapons and firearms it showcases. The Morita Assault Rifle is a basic rifle that was used by the mobile infantry during the First Bug War. The First Bug War was a conflict between the US Federation and the arachnid species, which were hostile bug-like aliens conquering several planets across space. The first version of the Morita Assault Rifle was, however, eventually replaced by an upgrade known as the Morita II Assault Rifle. The Morita contains 3 variants: The standard variant with an underslinging shotgun, the second one that is a level above the standard rifle, and the final variant that is shorter, lighter, and doesn't contain a shotgun. The Morita assault rifle contains radical technical elements, such as electronic firing systems and energy weapons. It contains high magazine capacity, allowing the soldiers that use the gun to carry several bullets unhindered at once. The bullet's speed is so strong that when shot, it has the ability to make a hole through titanium 2 inches deep. However, one drawback of this gun is that it doesn't have basic iron sights, which means that it makes the weapon's marksmanship considerably low.
Full auto. Rapid fire. Rapid fire.
The Lawgiver Mark II. Judge Dredd. Judge Dredd is the legendary comic book superhero that appears in the 2000 AD Sci-fi magazine. It has fostered several talents such as Alan Moore, Neil Gaiman, and Grant Morrison. This comic has so far received 2 movie renditions that is based in a fascist and dystopian world, where an anti-hero, Joe Dredd, popularly known as Judge Dredd, delivers justice. Judge Dredd is the keeper of peace, playing judge, jury, and executioner in his home, Mega City 1. But what people don't often think about is that much of its cool factor comes from the weapons that they use in their world. The Lawgiver Mark II is one such weapon. It's an automatic voice-activated pistol manufactured by General Arms.
Grenade.
It's the standard firearm that the judges in their universe use. There are several that have been produced, each with its own upgrades and multifaceted features. It has the ability to release several ammunitions from one cartridge. Because judges are killed at such a high rate in the streets of Mega City 1, each one of the pistols contains several security features that prevent them from falling into the wrong hands. Every Lawgiver contains a sensor that is programmed to recognize its authorized user's palm print. The Mark II is a considerable improvement over its predecessor, the Mark I. All its ammunition is stored in one bulk magazine, as opposed to many smaller magazines. Moreover, unlike the Mark I, which is semi-automatic, the Mark II is an automatic pistol. It has a built-in stun shot system, and this runs on an internal battery pack. It also releases a neuroelectric energy pulse that, when fired, demolishes the target's nervous system. Auto 9. RoboCop. RoboCop is a 1987 satirical sci-fi action film directed by Paul Verhoeven. The RoboCop franchise consists of several films, a TV series, a mini-TV series, an animated series, and a myriad of video games. However, what is very intriguing are the weapons that are used in them. The Auto 9, a 9mm handgun, is the protagonist's primary weapon in the film. It contains a large barrel extension through which the firing occurs in 3-round bursts. This is an extremely advanced fire machine pistol that has a 50-round magazine. The pistol was holstered and concealed in RoboCop's thigh, along with one reload magazine kept in storage. The Auto 9's most common fire setting is the 3-round burst mode. However, RoboCop prefers to fire in single rounds. This pistol is special because it's capable of using special ammunition, which can be selected by RoboCop through his targeting interface. Besides the movie, in RoboCop the series and RoboCop Prime Detectives, the pistol was designed to carry special ammunition. When the movie was being filmed, the production team had to fill out additional paperwork for permission to bring guns into the US and use them on set. They were bound by the National Firearms Act of 1934. This act prevents them from carrying any firearms on set that fires more than one round, with pulling the trigger only once. Moreover, civilians or citizens without a license are not legally allowed to use them.
Hey, Bull, buddy, we ever get out of this?
We gotta talk.
The Good Samaritan, Hellboy. Mike Mignola's Hellboy series was introduced for the first time in Dark Horse Comics. With the series' progression, it now includes a vast array of comics and movies, the latter having several sequels, even a reboot. It's not just Guillermo del Toro's direction and the cast members' stellar performances that make this franchise a worldwide favorite, but also some of the cool gadgets and technology that the film showcases. The Good Samaritan is a large 22mm 4-round revolver. It has custom-made bullets that fire with significant power that can easily penetrate even the toughest of materials on planet Earth. The gun has insane resistance for any form of attack. Its grips are carved from fragments of the True Cross. The metal that the gun is made of consists of a combination of church bells, cloud iron crucifixes, blessed silver, and other mystical metals. The Samaritan can only hold 4 rounds at a time. Since it's difficult to load with the large fingers on the right hand of Doom, Hellboy uses his left hand to load it whenever he can, and also fires it with his left hand only. Hellboy himself custom-made the revolver's rounds. They are tipped with explosive shells containing white oak, holy water, garlic, and silver shavings. M41A Pulse Rifle, Aliens. James Cameron's 1986 sci-fi masterpiece is one of the most popular sci-fi horror movies of all time. Even after 4 decades of its release, the movie feels contemporary, having had an array of sequels and prequels. The movie's charm doesn't end here. Cameron has opened viewers up to a world full of extremely dangerous alien creatures, but also new gadgets and weapons along with them. The M41A Pulse Rifle is an assault rifle that the U.S. Colonial Marine Corps, the USCM, and Army used as their primary infantry weapons. It was used regularly while engaging with the xenomorphs and yachtjas. The weapon was designed by retired Corporal Jonathan LaForce of the USCM as part of a program called the Marine 70 program. It was used as a replacement for the weapon that was initially used, called the Harrington Assault Rifle. LaForce designed and created the weapon in his very own home workshop. Unfortunately, the weapon initially faced some roadblocks, such as its cases overheating to the point that the ammunition prematurely cooked off inside the chamber magazine. Due to this, changes in the design were immediately implemented. These included cooling vents on the weapon. The new and improved version has since been the standard issue weapon of the USCM in the Alien universe. The weapon is relatively lightweight and constructed of ultralight alloy metal stampings. It also contains bits of titanium alloy in its outer casing. Its internal parts are made of high-impact, temperature-resistant plastic. The weapon is sealed and resistant to corrosion, dirt, and moisture. Gristle Gun, Existence. David Cronenberg's Existence is not just hard to explain, it's even harder to comprehend. The duo played a biotechnical virtual reality game about programmers who were on the run from several groups. These groups had claims to the latest VR game called Existence. After watching the film, viewers discover that you don't just play the game, you live it, like it's the acid trip version of a video game. The controller is a squishy pink quasi-human-like organ attached to the player's central nervous system with a cable. This cable is creepy and resembles an umbilical cord. To begin, the player needs to be fitted with a bioport at their spine's base. Of course, Cronenberg wasted no time turning this biomechanical aperture into a sexual sport. There was a particularly disturbing scene within this virtual reality world where Jude Law constructed a gun created with bones of a meal that he'd just finished. With these, he made the Gristle Gun. This disturbing piece of hardware constitutes all sorts of creepy qualities, like being created from bones and shooting human teeth out as bullets. Thematically, Cronenberg has produced this film to be one notch better than Videodrome. It's filled with genetically mutated animals and guns. Moreover, it contains enough gore and slime to give you nightmares for months.
Okay. Get down!
Noisy Cricket, Men in Black. Will Smith and Tommy Lee Jones's Men in Black franchise is famously known to all. The movie contains excellent performances from the two actors and out-of-this-world special effects, portraying some of the most gruesome and terrifying aliens one can find. Released in 1997, Men in Black is a terrific movie and an entertaining portrayal of an alien conspiracy being used for laughs. It's based on Lowell Cunningham's graphic novel and Malibu comic series. Additionally, it contains several sequels and reboots, the latest one being Men in Black International in 2019. Besides the alien conspiracy, an exciting aspect of the movie is its weaponry. The Noisy Cricket is a tiny firearm containing immense power and is the size of one's palm.
You're back.
No.
How'd you know his head would grow back?
Despite being tiny, it releases a large amount of energy, enough to level a truck or blow up 5 feet of concrete. Very few agents get the hang of how to best hold the gun properly so that the recoil is minimum. In the original film, Will Smith's character, Agent J, is given the weapon as his first. It's fired for the first time when Edgar the Bug drives away, and J flies back due to its powerful recoil. The result is the release of a large energy mass. Phasers. Star Trek. The Star Trek franchise is an epic one comprising of several movies, television series, as well as media like books and novels. The entire universe has given us several new characters and high-tech weaponry created in the future that dominates the discussion of fans of all ages. One such weapon is the almighty phaser. Phasers were the primary weapons used in the Starfleet arsenal. They are direct energy weapons, most of which were classified as particle weapons. Depending on the weapon's intensity and field of beam, it can achieve a variety of tasks. Phaser technology was invented in the 23rd century, and the USS Kelvin was loaded with ship-mounted phaser banks. Phaser rifles were also another version of the weaponry used even though the officers still used pistols back then. The beam of the phasers is so powerful that it can destroy any living creatures, either by killing, heating, or disintegrating them. Phasers also have the ability to dissect walls and burrows. The beam is either focused on one spot or within a wider area.
Cover me.
There are various types of phaser weapons, depending on their size and capability. The phasers used by the personnel were Types 1, 2, and 3. Types 4 and above were significantly more powerful than the ones that the Starfleet personnel used. Phaser 1 is a concealed sidearm weapon, while Phaser 2 is slightly larger and is also sidearm-like. However, this evolved from the pistol style of design. Phaser 3 is the size of a rifle. Besides these, there are up to 12 types of phasers used by the Star Trek universe that are more high-functioning and not just pistols for individual use.
And if you liked our content, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to us if you haven't already. Have a good one and be safe. Thanks everyone.